hope it doesn't hit. He fakes it, and he throws a left hook instead. Now, all I'm doing here is just breathing, keeping that poker face. Hey, what's going on, guys? Shane here.
Hey, it's Ricardo.
And last week we talked about 5 reasons why your feints aren't working. Today we're going to talk about 5 reasons why you keep falling for your opponent's feints. Let's take a look at the first one. Alright, you guys, let's start with tip number 1. Ricardo, you were getting punched last time, so I'll let you punch me this time. How's that sound?
Finally. A lot of you guys in the comments were saying, you look like you wanted to hit you. Alright, turn maybe.
So, the first one is, if I'm being hyper-reactive, if I'm anxious, if I'm nervous, then I'm going to fall for his feints a little bit more, right? So, even if he does pump those feints, like we talked about in the other one, we're doing them all the time, and if I'm doing this, if he's starting to break my posture, if I'm starting to, really just, fall for everything that he's doing, then he's going to be able to manipulate me like a puppet on strings, and that's what I don't want. So the first thing that I recommend for you guys is do partner flow drills. If you don't know what that is, check out fighttips.com. The first 14 days are free. You'll have hundreds of them that you can follow along to on there. My second bit of advice is take a deep breath, breathe, relax, and then third is keep a poker face. All right, if you're flinching, if your face is telling the story, then you're gonna fall for everything that he's doing. Instead, I want you to just relax your muscles in your face and take a deep breath. Stay calm. So again, he's starting to pump all those feints on me, and I'm right here. I'm recognizing that these are just feints, right? They're going to be doing that. When we're in a fight, people are going to be trying to make me fall for these things. So instead, I'm going to be completely relaxed. My hands are up, and I'm trusting my defense, right? And I'm just going to let it come to me if it ever comes. If it doesn't, then I have nothing to worry about, okay? Think about what he wants me to do, right? He wants me to feint or to flinch. He wants me to break. Don't give them that, all right? So that's your first tip is breathe, keep a poker face, and just get comfortable in these scenarios. All right, the second reason is because you're flinching, because your eyes are closing, or because you're off balance. All right, it goes hand in hand with the first one. So again, you need to get those reps in. You need to be more comfortable. You need to breathe and stay relaxed. But let's say that Ricardo throws a jab, right? And I just close my eyes and I shell up and I pray that it doesn't hit me. All right, maybe I blocked that first one, but let's say he feints it and then follows up with it again. So I go, hope it doesn't hit me. And then when I relax, that's when he catches me with the actual jab, all right? So a phrase that my coach used to always say is if you close your eyes, the monsters don't go away. And that is what this is all about. You got to keep those eyes open. Easier said than done, but a great anti-flinch drill that I do with Ricardo all the time is I'll just have him keep his hands at his side. Well, actually, you know what? Why don't you do it to me? You're the one throwing the punches. Keep my hands at my side, and he's just going to throw 1s and 2s, and he's just going to tap me on the forehead. Now tap, superficially. He's not even going to hit me with his knuckles. It's just going to be the first layer of that leather on the first layer of my skin. No CTE, no head trauma, right? So he's just throwing these punches, and I'm just forcing my eyes to stay open. Now naturally, I'm going to want to blink. I'm going to want to flinch, and we just need to override that. Now you can see my head's not shaking at all. He's barely even grazing the brim of my hat. Now all I'm doing here is just breathing, keeping that poker face, and getting used to these incoming punches. All right, I'll have him do that for about 30 seconds to a minute, and now I'm good to go. Now we'll actually do some partner flow drills, now we'll actually do some sparring, and I've kind of reprogrammed my mind and my eyes to stay open when those punches come flying in. All right, so that's a good one for you to reduce that flinch, to keep your eyes open, and to again stay off balance, because if he throws that jab again, right, and instead of me just shelling up, I shift my weight out to the side, right, he throws a jab or fakes a jab, I'm out here, it's a compromised position. I do have the ability to come back with an uppercut, with a cross, but if I'm really heavy here, he knows there's things that I can't do. All right, so you never want to be off balance. You never want to let your opponent put you off balance. Okay, so that's tip number 2. All right, reason number 3 is probably the most common one, and it's overreaching. And this is one that gives you false confidence, because we do it in drilling, we do it in sparring, and if we get away with it once, we're like, oh cool, I catched it, I parried it. But let's say Ricardo throws a jab, right? And I reach out here and I kind of intercept it midway. Now I'm like, okay, cool, I can stop that jab before it even gets any mustard on it. So now I do it again, but he fakes it and he throws a left hook instead. And look how exposed my guard is, all right? So what I need you to realize is your guard is defended for minimal movement but maximum protection, all right? You need to let these punches come to you. When Ricardo throws a jab, I'm not doing any more than this for my catch, for my parry. Again, he throws it, bang. Now if it's a feint and I do that, right, just fake it, I didn't compromise my position at all right? And it's fine. Then now I know it wasn't actually a punch, it was just a feint. So he does it again, bang. Now I can lift it up to block that left hook. All right, one more time, let's just demonstrate that. He fakes the jab, he throws the left hook instead. I'm not all the way out here, all right? So don't overreach for that punch. That's one of the most common ones. We tend to build up that fake confidence because we're like, oh, we caught this one. Now I can stop all of his punches before they get close to me. But that's how you expose your guard, and that's how you get caught. All right, reason number 4 is because you need to trust all of your defenses. A lot of people just think about their defense being blocking or head movement if we're talking about boxing, but there's more to it than just that. I'm going to refer to my good friend Adam Mallahan out of Shift Combat Sports in Virginia. He calls it the hierarchy of defense. We're going to talk about the least favorable way of defending a strike, and then we're going to work our way up to the most favorable way. All right, so the 5th, the least favorable, but if you're going to get hit, this is how I want you to defend against it. It's by taking it. Taking the shot, right? This is if I didn't block in time, I didn't calculate the right head movement, and I know the punch is going to land. So my eyes are open because I didn't flinch, I didn't turn away, I didn't close my eyes. But let's say Ricardo's throwing a right hand, right? He throws a right hand. I could either brace for it by taking it, right? So I'm lifting my shoulder up, I'm bracing my neck, and I'm taking it on my forehead as opposed to the jaw or the nose, which is going to do a lot more damage. Or I'm rolling with it, right? I see it coming in, I wasn't able to defend, and I'm able to roll with the shot, all right? So that's taking it. The next one from there is going to be blocking it, right? So blocking it is still taking a brunt of that force, but on a spot that doesn't do as much damage, right? Instead of taking it on the chin, on the head, like we just showed, he throws that right hand, and I helmet guard, and I block. Now, there still can be force that transfers through my arm into my head. I can still take damage from that. It can still wobble me. It can still cause CTE, right? So it's better than taking it. It's better than eating it right on the chin, but still there's better than that, which is going to be redirecting it, parrying it, or catching it, all right? So let's say he throws that right hand, and now I go here and I parry it with a cross block, right? Or I pillar block it, bang, so I kind of catch it a little bit, or I redirect it out of the way, okay? So those are obvious or why that's better than blocking, but what's even better than that? It's taking no damage at all, right? Because this could even start to fatigue my arms a little bit. So evading it, head movement, right? So he throws that right hand and I pull. Bang. He throws that right hand, I slip. Bang. He throws that right hand, but I'm just out of range and he's not going to hit me. Okay, so just different ways of evading it. What's better than that, though? What's better than taking no damage at all? Any guesses?
What's better than no take? I'm at a loss.
All right. I would say beating them to the punch. Hitting them, right? The best defense is a good offense. Right?
Yeah.
Right? So let's say he throws a right hand, and I'm going to combine evading, but I'm also going to add in intercepting. For the Bruce Lee fans out there, where the intercepting fist, Jeet Kune Do, right? So he throws that right hand, and as he does, I take my head offline, and I catch him on the chin, all right? So intercepting that shot. And that's how we're going to bridge into our last tip, which is making sure that you're not playing their game. Okay, now reason number 5 is...
Oh, wait. I figured it out.
Yeah.
I was going to say, don't forget to use your feints.
Exactly, right. So you don't want to forget, you don't want to abandon your feints just because they're using their feints.
Exactly.
Yes, and that's what we're talking about here in don't play their game, right? So intercepting them, intercepting their rhythm doesn't have to necessarily be with a strike, like Ricardo said, it could also be with a feint, right? And this happens a lot too with someone who has a good jab, right? They're hitting you with a lot of jabs. You forget about your own jab. You're always thinking about parrying it. You're always thinking about defending it, but you're not thinking about your offense. And like we said, offense is often the best defense, okay? So in tip number 2, we talked about if Ricardo likes to, let's say he throws a jab, right, and I shell, bang. Now he fakes it, and he wants me to get that same reaction, right? I shell up, I relax, and that's when he pumps this jab right through, bang, and he catches me. So now maybe I'll do the same thing. He throws a jab, and I let him think that he's going to catch me again. He throws the jab, and I shell again. Now when he fakes it, I know what he's going to try to do. He's going to double up with that jab. I'm going to parry, and I'm going to shoot my right hand, skip the rock right over top with that punch, right? So now that's what you got to think. It's not just I'm going to block and counter. I'm not just going to defend what he's doing after he does his feint and hope that it doesn't land and then just throw this Hail Mary punch or just counter what's coming in. I think I need to interrupt his rhythm. I need to interrupt his offense with my offense. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. So whatever they're doing, if they feint, catch them in the middle. Catch them in that off-tempo period so that they can't get off the actual strike itself. All right, guys, there you have it. 5 reasons why you keep falling for those feints, and for good reason, right? It's one of the best ways to manipulate your opponent. Watch any of your favorite fighters, and you'll notice that they are masters at using their feints. Now, one of the best ways to make sure that you're not making any of these mistakes is making sure that you're sparring, making sure that you're doing partner flow drills, and we have hundreds of them on fighttips.com. First 14 days are completely free, so if you don't absolutely love it, if it's not exactly what you're looking for, cancel and you won't get charged anything at all. But check it out. Links in the description below. Until next time, I'm Shane.
I'm Ricardo.
Fight Tips for the underdogs.